What's going on, everybody? You are now tuned in to the Triple M Boxing Channel, your source for all your boxing needs. And this Saturday, live on Netflix, blessed to actually have it on Netflix, and the prelims to be actually on YouTube. We have Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Bud Crawford, brother. It's arguably, in my opinion, this is going to be the biggest fight of the year.
I
Some
think
people say, "Oh no, it's not. It's Fury." No, 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 no. I think it's gonna be this. This is gonna be the biggest fight of all of 2025, man. All of
seems
2025,
like it.
right? Speaking of the fight card, man, there's a whole bunch of amazing fights, literally from start to finish. In the prelims, we got Marco Verde versus Marcos Osorio Betancourt, Steve Nelson versus Raiko Santana.
So cold.
That's gonna be crazy. Sultan Al Mohammed versus Martin Carballo. That one might be interesting too. Rito Tsusumi versus Javier Martinez. That's that's gonna be an interesting one too. Ivan Ditko versus Jermaine Franklin.
Big
That
Ben.
one's gonna be crazy. But the craziest one, in my opinion, Sergey Boachuk, my cousin from another mother, versus Brandon Adams, the rematch. Brother, we gotta talk about this fight a little bit, man. What do you think of this one?
I think this is redemption season for Bohachuk. This is the only guy that stopped him. First guy that beat him. The first fight he was winning. He was doing his thing until he got caught. But that's boxing, man. I think this fight will be. It's probably gonna be a little different, but it's Bohachuk can win all night. But if he gets caught again, and then it's lights out, man. But I think this prelims main event will live up to its hype. Bochuk always brings it. Brandon Adams, obviously knowing, I think he's American, so he's fighting in American soil, knowing that this is a big card. I know he's going to step up to the plate, so it's going to be a good main event. But I think I got Bochuk winning, getting his
Same,
get back.
same, man. And again, that the first fight was over like what 3 years ago. I think 2021.
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah, been quite a while, and since that fight, man, Boachuk has added a lot of fighters to his resume. So the package he's gonna bring incoming this Saturday is gonna be completely different. And dude, just to set up the main event too, this is wow.
Yep.
Whoever planned this, amazing. I mean, just the transition from the prelims to main and ending it with Sergey Bochak, absolutely crazy. Now the main card, it's gonna be nuts too. We have Mohamed Alakel versus John Ornelas. That one, in my opinion, it's aight.
It's a good
It's
start.
aight.
It's a good start.
It's a good start. Get people like getting their hands warmed up.
Yeah.
That one's gonna be interesting. But after that, we have Christian Mbili, our Canadian man's versus Lester Martinez.
Martinez.
Oof. Now this
I
one's gonna be interesting.
I think this should have been the co-main, but hey, um, to be honest, this fight will probably live up to its hype. These two guys love to bring it. We know him, Billy. We watch him. We've seen him live. This guy won't stop coming forward. He's gonna throw punches, and he's gonna be the brawler slash bully that he is in the ring. However, the other guy, Martinez, I've seen a few clips of him. This guy's the same. He does the same. He is a little taller. He loves to brawl. He loves to fight. However, he can fight a little bit on the outside, in my opinion. But I think with both of their styles, I think these guys are going to be in the pocket the whole night. And it's do or die. It's either you die or I die, and they're going to die on that hill. And I think this will be the quote unquote best fight of the night, where it's going to steal the show, just because of their styles, the way they clash. Obviously, I want Billy to win. I want him to get a chance to, get to fight for a belt or another big fight at super middleweight. However, I'm not counting out Lester Martinez. This guy's undefeated. Um, he can fight. He can fight. That's all I can say, man. And he's a little bigger than Billy. But if I were to put my money on it, man, I our countryman slash Frenchman and Billy to win the fight, man. I want to see him. If he steals the show and he does a good enough job, man. Hey, Canelo's in the main event. Assuming Canelo wins, that could be a show, man. And Billy just needs to Billy or Martinez just needs to prove that they are who they are, and they just need to show their styles. And this is the platform to do it, man. It's gonna be what they're thinking about 90,000, no, 90 million people watching it because it's free.
Crazy.
Because how
Yeah.
many Netflix subscribers are there? Just even in the states, right? So there's gonna be a lot of eyes on him during that night.
Tons, man, tons. And I think this fight and Billy's gonna be, finally tested. We've been saying that in the
Yeah,
past few fights. Like his fight against what Murdoch. I thought that was gonna be a big test for him. I thought that the fight against Sulecki was gonna be a big test for him, but he's just putting these guys out, right? But with this guy, Mr. Lester Martinez, the Guatemalan, he might give him a hard time. But we've been saying that.
and that's what you like to see, though, especially
Yeah.
if you want to face the guy in Canelo or maybe Crawford. We don't know. You need to be tested, and I think this guy will test him. Now, if he gets him out of there pretty quick, I guess he's ready. That's just what it is. I guess he's just ready. He's been ready. But we'll see. We'll see tomorrow night, man. I can't wait. Or
Yeah, man.
Saturday night, not tomorrow.
Yeah,
I wish
and
it's tomorrow.
I wish me too, man. Me too. I've been counting down the days. I've been watching all the pre-fight stuff. Unbelievable, man. Now the co-main event, this one, yeah, I agree. I don't think it should have been a main event, but hey, I don't make the choices. Caleb Walsh versus Fernando Vargas Jr. Two young guys going at it, trying to prove who's the better man's. I'm 50-50 with this fight, to be honest with
Me
you.
too.
I'm very 50-50 because Fernando Vargas Jr. In my opinion, he aight, he aight. Callum Welsh, he aight too.
Well, they're young.
Yeah,
They're young. They're both under 25. Callum Walsh is
yeah.
24. I don't even. I think Marcus is he the young? No, he's the oldest or the middle.
I
How
think he's
old
the
is
middle.
Fernando?
I
Or he
think
might be
he's
the
the middle.
oldest.
He's 28 years old.
Oh, he is the oldest then.
He is. Yeah.
So he's been in there. However, at his age, he still hasn't gone to that point where he's gonna fight for a world title. I think this is his chance. Obviously, being the co-main is a big thing because everyone's already watching. So you're there. You got to show out. You're at 154, which is probably the toughest division right now.
Yeah.
So if you were to get the interim, I think this is I'm not sure if it's for a mandatory shot, but obviously, assuming you win, then you get all eyes on you. You get all these bigger fights at 154. But there's gonna be a long way ahead for him, man. At his age, he's getting to his prime years. He needs to get the bigger fights, and I think this is his biggest fight, being on this stage. Um, Now I do want to see him perform, but this is gonna be a test because knowing all eyes on him, and he's gonna be on the stadium. Mind you, it's not an arena. This is gonna be a stadium where people are going to be there by the time you fight because obviously
Yeah.
who's next, Canelo and Crawford. So this is going to be a lot of pressure for both guys. Callum Walsh actually might even be more pressure because he's coming from a different country.
Yeah.
So I think this will be a good fight. Now I still think Billy would have been the co-main because if they want to set up a Canelo and Billy or Canelo and Billy Crawford, then those guys should have been the co-main. But hey, I don't make the rules. But I'm expecting Callum and Fernando Vargas to put on a good fight, and I don't know who's gonna win. But we'll see. We'll see Saturday night
We will, man. We will. Now, finally, the main event of the evening.
of the year, maybe.
Of the year, man, of 2025. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Bud Crawford. I'm excited for this fight, man. I don't want to say it's been a long time coming because it hasn't been a long time coming, but it has been a long time coming.
It's been a while since it was announced because
Yeah.
you got to remember before Canelo even fought Skull, everyone's already saying he's fighting Crawford. I think it was the
Mhm.
start of the year and it's already
Yeah.
September, so we had to wait.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation around this fight too. It's like, oh, Canelo's not fighting Crawford? He's too small. Blah 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 blah. And lo and behold, what happens?
We're here. We're in fight
We're
week.
We're here. This is fight week, man, and this fight is kind of it's kind of hard to predict, in
It's
my
super
opinion.
hard to predict.
Right? It's like because Crawford's a smaller guy. He's going up to fight Canelo. Canelo's here defending all his belts. He's the king. He's like, I'm just, yeah, well, he's not chilling, but like, he's been here before.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's a hungrier man at this point?
It's hard to say, man. This fight can go a lot of ways. Like people can be saying this is gonna be as close as what people are saying, but at the same time, I can also see it being one sided on Canelo's side, just because he's just the bigger guy. But let's talk about there's obvious their size, man. Crawford looked pretty damn good for 168.
Yeah,
You know, he people don't realize that he still has to cut down to make weight. He just doesn't have to cut as much to make weight. So he's retaining his muscle, he's retaining his energy. He's happier, he said, just because obviously he doesn't have to cut much weight. He probably just needs to run for like 10 minutes and he'll be 168. So that part, training camp is a little different because Crawford is a little bit relaxed. Now, how that translates to the fight is the totally different ball game. We don't know yet. That's the thing. It's the first time, so we'll see Saturday night. On the other hand, Canelo's been doing this, but the thing is, Canelo isn't really a 168 pounder. To be honest, Canelo should be fighting a 160. There's even bigger guys at 160, bigger than Canelo, right? So he's been doing what Crawford is doing now. He's just just running for 10 minutes and making weight. So I think that if you think about it that way, I think they're even in terms of like cutting weight. However, Canelo's been doing this and he's adjusted to that weight. Crawford hasn't. So that could be the biggest difference. But I'll let you go first though. Like, how do you think the fight will like? How do you think it'll go?
you know, I'm gonna play devil's advocate because obviously Canelo's the favorite in this fight, but I think Crawford might very well might pull off the upset. I think he might, man. I think he might, and the reason why I say this is that Crawford, he's been in this position before. He's always been the quote unquote smaller guy. He's moved up divisions, dominated. He's done that plenty of times, right? But this time it's going to be a little bit different because now he's jumping up to 168
Yeah,
and fighting the man's, right?
yeah.
Now with that said, yeah, it is a lot of pressure for Crawford, but bro, he's been here. He's been here before. He's shown in the past that he has the skills. Look what he did to Errol Spence, right?
We thought it was gonna be close.
Yeah, exactly. But now here's the thing. I thought he was gonna do something ridiculous to Madrimov. I thought he was gonna like literally outclass him and just put him out, but he didn't. Some might say he wasn't really trying to put him out. He's just trying to win by points. But in my opinion, I think with this fight, I don't think he's gonna put Canelo out. If he does, holy smokes,
Yeah.
Crawford's the man.
Yep.
Round of applause, right?
Yep.
But I think in this fight, he's gonna fight way more defensively. He's gonna pull a Shakur on us, in my opinion, and just win by points. That's what I think. That's what I think. Bold prediction, but I think Crawford is going to win this fight by points. How's it gonna go
What
down?
type? What kind? Like UD split decision? What do you think?
Man, I think it's gonna be split. To be
So it'd be
honest with you,
close. It'll be a close
with
fight.
close. Yeah. Because Canelo's been here. He knows if obviously if their corner's smart, they're gonna tell him, Mijo, you're losing the fight, Mijo, you have to punch, Mijo. Because we know how Canelo fights. He downloads the first few rounds. He's gonna have his high guard, walk him down, do all that in the first few. And then in the later rounds, he tries to dominate. Well, in the middle to late rounds, he tries to dominate, right? So Crawford from the very beginning, it's gonna be the same thing. They're both gonna download. Not much action within the first
Yeah.
1 to 3 rounds. 3 to 6, that's when the pressure is gonna start coming a little bit more from Canelo, a little bit more from Crawford, right? But at the same time, Crawford is going to just score, 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 run away, block, 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 score, score, switch, switch, switch. You know his famous switches. And by the championship rounds, I think Canelo's gonna understand that holy smokes, I'm losing this fight. He's gonna start like just well, we'll see. He hasn't really been doing this in his past like two, three fights where in the
Because he didn't
championships
have
rounds
to.
he just lays it on the
He
guy.
didn't have to.
He didn't have to, yeah. But I think this fight he is gonna try to put Crawford out. But I think Crawford's too smart and he's gonna adjust to that. So I think Crawford by a split decision win this Saturday night. How about
Okay.
you, man?
Man, as much as I want to say this, like a lot, the buildup of the fight, and every time I see Crawford, I keep because obviously I had Canelo at first, but now I'm like, damn. Every time I see Crawford, I'm like, damn, bro, this guy is he's taking it seriously and he's there. But I'm gonna stick to my prediction, man. I think Canelo will be a little too big for Crawford, punching wise, because Canelo's been punching light heavyweights and bigger super middleweights, and he's been hurting them. Crawford obviously is a smaller guy, um, but how I see the fight happening, the first two rounds, we're probably not gonna see anything.
Nothing.
If I was being honest, but if I were Canelo, though, which he might do, is he's probably gonna the first round probably a little chill, but he's probably gonna start a little earlier, probably at the second round, just making sure that hey, I'm here, I'm the bigger guy, um, and he's just Crawford's just gonna feel it, man. I think Canelo's gonna fight how he fights as usual. Um, Crawford, I know he can box, and you said he wants to pull a Shakur. However, after like knowing Crawford, man, every time he gets hit, that dog comes out. He can box, he can move, but if he gets hit by a good shot, can Crawford contain himself and still keep on moving and stick to the game plan? If that's their game plan, or is it the dog going to come out and say, "Let's go"? Because if that happens, in my opinion, the bigger guy will have the advantage, which is Canelo, and Canelo is also a slick counterpuncher. He wants that. He wants Crawford to do that. He's probably going to bait Crawford to do that. But um, my prediction, man, I think Canelo's pressure will be a little too much for Crawford. We might see a knockdown. Um, Canelo's Canelo's gonna Canelo's gonna fight a little earlier, make Crawford feel his punches. Now, if Crawford think Canelo punches hard, then it's lights out. Now, if he can take Canelo's punches, then it's going to be a little hard. He's going to be a little more. He's going to take more risks. But at the end of the day, I think Canelo will be still the bigger man. He's going to impose his will. He's going to try to push Crawford around. No one has seen do that to Crawford. And I think Canelo will win in a unanimous decision. We might see a knockdown or two. If Canelo But if someone's gonna get knocked out, in my opinion, it's gonna be Crawford. I'm just sticking to my opinion, my prediction since the start. I'm not going against boxing, man. We've seen too much, people jumping up in weight classes. Charlo is even bigger than Crawford, and he just ran the whole 12 rounds, man. So I'm sticking with Canelo, but I want to see a good fight, and I think we'll actually see a good fight. I want to see the actual Crawford, the dog in Crawford. And I think it's going to be a good night. But I got Canelo winning by decision, retaining all his belts.
Bro, it's gonna be interesting because, like, we spoke about this in the last episode with Crawford trading with Boots, and Crawford, in my opinion, is
Canelo training
Boots.
with Boots.
Yeah, sorry, Canelo trading with Boots, and now apparently Crawford's been trading with Triple G.
I think Triple G's too old for that.
Yeah, but here's the crazy part. From what I think, Triple G arguably beat Canelo
First fight,
twice.
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say
First fight for
twice.
sure.
First fight, yeah,
First
first
fight for
fight for
sure.
sure. Yeah, 100%. And we'll see what Crawford learns from Triple G, and if he can apply whatever happened in the first fight. Mind you, that first fight was freaking ages ago.
That
That's
was a great
I
fight.
don't right. That was an amazing fight, but it's interesting to see that Crawford trading with Triple G, which was Triple G was Canelo's arch nemesis, and then Canelo training with Crawford, not Crawford, sorry,
But
with
I mean,
Boots,
Boots.
with Boots, right? So it's gonna be interesting what these guys come up with, incoming Saturday night, and I'm just ultimately excited to watch this fight go down.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I think both the quality sparring partners for both ends. But at the end of the day, these guys are both veterans. They've been in the
yeah,
game for so long.
mhm.
Obviously, the sparring helps, but at the end of the day, we can't blame if they lose because they sparred. You know what I mean?
No,
This is
yeah,
gonna be these guys have been here. Canelo, Crawford, they're gonna see each other Saturday night, and man, I still don't know how it's gonna go. But if I'm gonna guess Canelo by unanimous decision, it could be one sided, it could be close. It could be a lot of things, but man, I can't wait.
yeah, man. So let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think Crawford is gonna pull up the major upset and make all the bookies broke? What do you think Canelo is going to retain all the belts and still be the king? Do you think Billy is gonna be finally tested? Do you think Fernando Vargas Jr. is going to take out Caleb Walsh? Let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. Until next time, guys, we'll see you next week. We are the opposite of men.